Hey everybody, this is Star with H&S Designs Now. I have had a few requests, excuse me, to do a tutorial. So I thought that I would start off with showing you guys how I make these dragon's eyes, okay? So basically you just take some of your old nail polish, whatever colors you like. You especially need black, and you paint. I will show you guys how to do that and about how long it takes and all that kind of good stuff. So won't you join me? Alright guys, so the first thing you want to do is you want to have these little glass cabochons. That's what they're called. They're just little pieces of glass, and you can see they're pretty thin. This one specifically is a 30 millimeter, so it's the same size as this eye. They come in a variety of sizes. This one is a 25 millimeter, so you can tell the difference in the sizes. And they also make the 40 by 30 millimeter, which I've made a few of. So there's another one. And they also make some other ones, some smaller and some larger. But really, if anybody who happens to want to watch this is interested in actually painting these eyes, I highly suggest that you don't go any smaller than the 25 millimeter, because it's so much harder to get more colors on there and to get the look that you may want. I usually can fit about 4 colors onto a 25 millimeter, and adding 1 color per size eye, so, or per size cabochon. So, you know, if you're interested in doing that, I suggest starting with a 25 millimeter and not anything smaller. Though you can probably make them smaller. I haven't checked. I haven't tried. But that's just my suggestion. I'm going to start off with using this just black nail polish. I like this one simply because I get these at the Dollar Tree. And I can't seem to open this thing. Oh my word. I've got my little thing here somewhere. I'm going to get this open one way or another. You better believe it. Oh my goodness gracious. Any other time I'd have it readily available on hand. I'd be able to find it just no problem. Really quick and easy. This is the one time I cannot find it. Oh my goodness. So, here we go. Got it open. What I like about this bottle of nail polish, these bottles of nail polish, is you see it comes with this little tiny thin brush, which is really, really good for painting these straight lined eyes and stuff. Makes it really, really handy. Though, if you have a regular bottle of nail polish, a bottle kind of like that, you can still use those. You can still make them work. You just may want to try to do it, you know, from like the side or something. But we start off, you don't want to have too much nail polish on the brush, okay? And you can do it in different ways. You can drop a big old drop in there in the very center and then push it around, what have you. There's several different shapes of pupils that I love to make, but this one I'm just going to make a shape like this. You want to make sure you get it filled in really well. One good thing about using nail polish is if you mess up, you can always just get your nail polish remover and take it off and start all over again. So that is pretty well the look of that one. You can always flip it around and check. Looks pretty good. Now if you want, you can just leave it at that, and that can be your pupil. However, if you have something with a really good sharp tip, like an awl, like this right here, you can use it to scrape to make the rough edging like on here, okay? And I'm going to do that a little bit right now. I'm not going to do too much. And you literally just, you see what I'm doing. I take it from the inner part and I scrape it out. And you see what it does right there. Pretty neat. Okay, I'm going to do the other side. And if you do this, when I first started having to doing this, I didn't have this all. I actually ended up using toothpicks. Toothpicks can work. Anything that has a nice little point. You can use a knife, razor, anything like that. Not like a shaving razor. That wouldn't work. But there are people who are going to take it literally. Don't take it literally like that, you know. But a cutting razor would work really well. And you see, it just pulls the polish out, okay, is what it's doing. And you see there's not as much polish left in there as there was. And you can see the look that it's getting so far. Almost looks like a caterpillar. I'm going to scrape just a little bit more. And now, you always want to have something on hand to wipe things off with. I'm going to take a little bit more and kind of fill it in. You never want to have too much polish on your brush, but you want just enough. I like to use older nail polishes because you can always bring life to them by adding a little bit of either other similar color nail polish or acetone. Though if you use acetone in it, you will have to shake it up very vigorously before using it the next time you go to use it. But I have done that and it has worked. So that kind of darkened up the pupil a little bit. That's not the greatest iris that I've ever made. However, that's not the worst one either. So I think we're going to pretty well just stick with that. That looks pretty good. So now I'm going to take this glittery black. You always want to make sure you shake your bottles up really well before you use them. And if you can see, I'm going to make a blue eye today for you guys. I've made plenty of blue eyes, and it's just blue is just my favorite color. I love blue. But I'm going to take this and I'm going to edge the outside of it. And if you see, I wipe the side off, okay, and I leave one side with polish on it. And I'm going to take it from the side like this. And you see what I'm doing. I'm kind of feathering it. You don't want to start in too much, but you don't want to do just the single edge either. Sometimes I kind of give a little stroke on up a little bit because you want it to kind of have a feathered look. Or at least this is the way I've learned. This is the way I do. And you just go around, and as you kind of lose polish or use polish, you kind of just turn the brush if you have to, dip it back in. I have found with glitter polishes, you want the fine glitter. If you can use the thick glitter, I have plenty of thick glitter. I just don't tend to use it because it just doesn't quite turn out right. And not only that, usually in the thick glitters, what colors the polish is the glitter itself. So then the actual polish itself is not colored. It's usually like a clear. So for something like this, I don't know if it would work out so well. But, you know, anything, if you want to try doing it, have at it. You know, it's all your decision on what you want to do. I usually go back, especially with this one. It doesn't go on so thick, which in some ways is really good. But I usually go back just to kind of thicken up, especially the edge. Sometimes I go back and I thicken up the lines that I left. But at least I thicken that edge up. I'm just going around it. You will get polish, nail polish on your fingertips. I will give you fair warning for that. So if you do not want to get nail polish on your fingertips, wear gloves. I, for one, have no problem. I do not care. I have, you know, a 1-year-old at home, so I'm constantly washing my hands. And I have acetone readily available. So it's no big deal for me to just pull out the acetone, pull out a Q-tip, and just smack it off, you know. And sometimes I kind of go back and you see I just kind of made that line thicker. Sometimes you may want to do that. It may not be quite as thick as what you intended for it to be and wanted it to be. So now that I've made my way all the way around, I'm going to kind of thicken up just a little bit more. You can always go and look again and see how you like it. I love how it does that too. That's pretty neat. So at this point, you know, you see I got a little bit of nail polish right there. Nothing major. Let's see how it looks. Look at that. Already. That's a pretty neat looking eye, I must say. You see? Polish. Ah. So, you're probably wondering, let's see, it's not on that one. Yeah, if you look at this one, you see how it's kind of lines. I'll show you how to do that here in just a few minutes, okay? You want to give this just a little bit to dry. You don't want to let it dry too much, but you do want it to dry a little bit. So with this one, I'm going to use this dark blue. It is Elf, which hopefully, I don't know which direction you can see this in, but it is Skinny Jeans is what color this is, okay? Again, you want to make sure that you shake them up really, really good. Again, you want to pull off to one side. And while this polish is still just a little bit wet, you may end up getting a little too much, leaving a little too much polish on there, but that's fine. Because you see it kind of clumped up a little bit on me. That's perfectly fine. I can use that. Kind of pull it on over. You do want to cover up the polish you just put down, okay? So do not be afraid to do that. It will not harm it. It's still going to look the same when you get done with this one. Okay? Again, you can kind of pull extra lines down if you want. You know, you can leave it short, what have you. And again, you do not have to use the same colors that I'm using. This is just the colors that I picked out. This is just the colors that I wanted to use this time. You can leave some spots a little bit more bare, like I did right there, if you can see. You can leave them thick, thin, what have you, whatever you choose to do. It's all on you. It's your creativity. It's your choice. So, I'm pretty well happy with that. Actually, I'm going to leave that sitting there so you guys can see him. Because I really love this eye. Ooh, it's so pretty. So let it dry just for a little bit. Then we're going to flip it over. And you see that effect. Oh, my. Oh, yeah. Okay, so it's not dry all the way. This is where this thing comes in, okay? We're going to take this. You're going to take the edge. And you do want to make sure you have a tissue or a napkin or something available, okay? Because we're going to take this from the inside, but we're not going to the pupil, okay? And I usually start at one end or the other, and I pull out, okay? This is how I create those lines. You only want to scrape a little bit because it redeposits that polish, especially when it's wet, back on there. So if you want that look, you can do it. However, on this one, I do not want that look, okay? And I know you're probably saying, but you just put all that nail polish on there, and now you're scraping it off. Yeah. I do it with almost every single one of my eyes. And if you have followed me, you've seen my eyes, my dragon's eyes. Sometimes, yeah, it gets a little bit of tissue on the end. Make sure you get that off really good before you keep scraping. Just scrapey scrape scrape. You can can scrape as far away or as close as you want. This is completely up to you. Right at the moment, I'm just scraping far away. And I will probably go around again and re-scrape. And I think I'm going to. Because even though you're saying, well, it's pulling all the nail polish off, you'll see how it looks here in just a minute. It's going to give a pretty doggone neat look when I get done scraping this part. Because I will be scraping again here in just a minute. Okay. And while I have nothing to say at this moment, I do want to give a shout out to the one and only Miss Yvonne Williams, who owns and runs Back to Earth Creations. I have to admit, she is the one that I got the idea from to make these dragon's eyes. So she actually has tutorials on how to do this as well. They may be better than mine. They may, I don't know. So anybody who is curious, you're welcome to go check it out. Check her out. She is an awesome, awesome, awesome artist. I've learned so much from her. It's unreal. She is just so wonderful. I've not met her in person, but she is super nice on YouTube. So yeah, you can check her out. She's one of many people that I follow. So there's the back that I just got done, as you see. And here's what it looks like from the front. Pretty neat, huh? So there's that so far. That's just so far. Okay. So now I'm going to take, I like the metallic one. I love this color. This was given to me by somebody, and it was halfway empty, so I'm like, oh no, but that's okay. I don't mind it being halfway empty. I just love the metallic blue color that it has. You see, that's just such a neat color. Just love it. So I'm going to go back on here, depositing more paint, more nail polish. You do want to make sure at this point that if you're going to cover over the lines right here, you want to make sure you put down enough polish that it goes in between all the little lines. And if you're like me and you have nail polish down to here, you got to put it in there, you got to shake it, and then you got to take it back out. The struggles of an artist. Seriously. Ugh. And you see the look, you know, you can see all the ridges on there. I just love, oh, so pretty. So if you can tell on this oval one, I scraped with, I think, 3 colors, and then I did not scrape any more. With this eye, I do believe that I will be scraping a good portion of the eye, so you can see the effect of it. And if anybody is actually interested in seeing other techniques of making these eyes, if you will leave me a comment in the box below and let me know, I will be more than happy to make more videos showing how to do a look like this or whatever. So we got that one done. I usually try to keep my nail polishes separate, what I've used and what I haven't used. Let it dry just a little bit. So you see, I get nail polish on me. It happens. So there's the look of that so far. And that's just 3 colors. Outlined in black, then a dark blue, and then a metallic blue. Okay. See, nail polish again. So this time I'm going to scrape one more time. I'm not going to scrape as much as I just did. I'm only going to scrape a little bit. Again, I'm just going to, right here. This time I'm going to go about halfway around. So about right here. And now I'm going to wipe Ooh, and then it gets away from me. So from right here. So again, I'm pulling the nail polish off, but this time I'm not pulling as much. Get it back, and see, I gotta get the tissue off there. And just scrapey scrape, scrape. As close or as far away from each scrape as you choose. It's all up to you. And then I got 1/4 of this eye left to scrape. And I'm done with that. Let's take a look. So you see. I think I'm going to scrape just a little bit more, but not too much. I don't want to take off too much of this one. Woo, come back here. So I think I'm just going to scrape in certain little spots. And you see, if you don't wipe it off, it gets clumpy. It leaves clumps. So you want to make sure you wipe it off pretty well. And you want to make sure you get the tissue off of there really well too. And one more little spot. Tissue. Alright. Oh, right there. Okay. Alright, now I'm done with that one. And let's see. Which one? Matter of fact, that's not the color I thought it was. I want to look for my other blue. This one. This is the blue I thought that I had. It's really light, and you can see there's a big difference in the two colors. So I'm going to use this one instead. But this one would look pretty doggone neat. That's just what I choose to use this time. So at this point, I have added 3 colors. I've outlined with the black glitter. Then I've double outlined with the dark blue. I have then another coat with the metallic blue. So that's 3 colors. So at this point, with this being a 30mm, I can fit 5 colors in there. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this one. This one's more like a greenish blue. It doesn't really have a color name. It's just 903. I bought it at the Dollar Tree. Brand new. Yeah, just color 903. Make sure that you shake it up really good. It's a pretty color. Oh. Alright, and just get it in the grooves. Get it in those grooves really well. That's all I can say. You see where it kind of clumped up right there? I had to kind of put it down a little differently. And because I was able to get enough polish onto my brush right at the moment, I'm not having to redeposit my brush back down. Though you may have to, as you saw earlier that I had to. Just kind of depends on the polish and how much you got in the bottle and stuff. And at this point now, I do have to a little bit. And because I'm so close to ending, I'm pulling quite a bit of polish off of my brush. I don't want to have too much on here and it clumping up too badly. Make sure that I get my edges really well. Okay, so now I'm done with that one. And I don't know if you can tell, this is a dark blue, and this one's, like I said, it's more like a greenish blue, so that's going to give a really good color difference. Look at that eye. Oh, it's so gorgeous. Oh my God, it's so gorgeous. Oh, okay. Again, I'm going to let it dry a little bit. You don't have to fan it, I just do, just to kind of help it along. You never want to blow onto nail polish, because if you use your mouth and you blow onto it, you're essentially just spitting on it and you're not helping it to dry. If you're going to help it dry, you fan it, hold it up to a fan, just let it sit, whatever. But never blow onto nail polish, whether it's on your nails or not. You don't want to do that. It's a bad idea. I learned that the hard way. So you see, this time I'm not doing full lines all the way. Sometimes I'm just doing like little half lines. Just whatever suits your fancy. Whatever you feel like doing. It's all up to you. Because you are the artist. And I know I keep saying that. I sound like a crazy woman. And I am a crazy woman. But I'm a self-admitted crazy woman. And we're almost done. Alright. I'm going to pull a couple of more lines down here. There we go. Alright. Now at this point, I don't know if you could tell the way that the polish was reacting when I scraped. It kind of really wanted to clump up a lot. So I think at this point, I'm going to let this dry just a little bit. And then we'll come back, and that's when we'll put on the pure ice that is almost empty. I don't even know the color because it doesn't even show it. And again, this is a bottle that was given to me because it has no sticker on the bottom. But it's a really nice light blue. And of course it is glittery. So that's going to leave a really nice looking eye. It's going to be so pretty. Ooh. Ooh. Let it dry. I have no way of editing my videos right at the moment. So all I can do is pause and then start. And then pause and then start. So yeah. We do what we can. We do what we can. So at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set this aside. I'm going to show you some of the other eyes that I've got. So you see these two, I actually pretty well just used the same color, same colors of green. But of course this one you see I lined with the black. I used this to line it with the black, along with a little bit of this one. And of course the pupils are different shapes and sizes and stuff. Even this one, after I made the pupil, I scraped those two little spots out with my scraper right here, and I added just a little bit of white polish to give it that little look of a real eye, you know. And I actually got that idea from some of my daughter's cartoons that she watches. I was noticing that every single character, their eyes had those little marks, and I thought, you know, I wonder how that would look at a dragon's eye. And I thought, well, I'll do it, sure. So I do kind of like that look, though. That would be more for somebody who, if you wanted that look. I do, though, still love the look of these. And I think I'll pull out a few more of my eyes to show you the different looks that I've made of eyes. There's a red one. All of these which are for sale, I will admit. They're all for sale. Up on my page, which is H&S Designs Now, on Facebook. We're currently only on Facebook. However, I hope sometime in the very near future that we will be having our own website. We should be working on it sometime soon. And like I said, I'm just showing you the different looks, the different styles of eyes that I've made. So you guys actually have a really good idea of the different shapes of pupils you can do, the different color combinations, all of that. The different, you know, all of that kind of good stuff. They're all gorgeous. I love how each and every one of these have turned out. They're all their own beautiful eye in their own way. I have more, but I think that's all I'm going to show you today. So, you know, like I love this one. I love them all. They're just all beautiful. This is a nice black and gray. That one turned out really good. There's something about this tan one, kind of a skin tone color one. Something about it. I absolutely love that one. Just turned out really, really nice. Something you don't see too often, you know. I've got multicolored ones. That's a multicolor eye red and orange and gold in there. Same, that one that's got like a blue and green and a gold color. You know, you can do anything. Any color combination you choose. You don't have to stick with greens. You don't have to stick with purples and pinks and stuff. You know, any colors you want to use, you can use. It's all up to your imagination, all up to your creativity, you know, and it's all about just whatever you want to do. So that's a few of those. I'm just going to scoot these aside for right now. And we'll come back to this. Hopefully it's been dry enough. Make sure you shake your polish really well. Now what we're going to do with this one, we're going to literally glob the polish on. A few drops. You're not going to leave it like this, so just hold on. Alright, I think that should be enough. Now we're going to spread it. You want to be kind of gentle because this polish that's already on here is still wet at this point. If you choose to, you can wait an hour or longer and let that all that polish that you've got sitting on there dry before you do too much else. Because you see with this one, I'm covering up all the lines that I've scraped out, and I'm covering up the whole eye. So you may choose to wait and let it dry, and that's totally fine. I've done that in the past, and I've loved the look of it. This is just the one that I'm doing for you here and now. And I'm just pulling it, making sure I fill in all those gaps. Make sure you get the center really covered really well. You do at this point want to cover up the iris. It just kind of helps keeps hold of the iris, make sure it covers up, and then you're also filling in that gap that's in between the polish already there and the iris. Make sure you get the gaps on the sides. I've missed those before, and yikes, you know, kind of didn't give me the look I wanted to go for, but it gave me something else. Your fingers may pull off some of this polish by accident, and that's no big deal. It's not like you can't go back and fill it in later, you know, like this. Like that right there. So, I'm going to end up getting polish on my fingers again, but I'm going to show you the end result. That is a gorgeous eye, if I do say so myself. I love how that one turned out. It was so pretty. So pretty! Alright guys, so thank you so much for watching how to make your own dragon's eyes using nail polish. As I have stated in the middle of the video, I did recreate this using a tutorial from another YouTube artist that goes by the name of Yvonne Williams. Her website, and if anybody's curious, is Back to Earth Creations. So you can find her. She has so many tutorials. She is so helpful, I'm telling you. I've learned so much from this woman. Oh, it's crazy. But she does a wicked job of making so many different looks and styles of dragon's eyes. And wow, it's the only words. Wow. So thank you very much for watching. If there's anything else that you would like to see, definitely leave a comment below. Give me a thumbs up if you like it, if you think this was a really good job, really good video, even if you like this eye. Everything that I have is for sale. This will even be for sale here sometime soon. And I have many more things. I make earrings and necklaces and bracelets and all kinds of stuff. And I'll probably end up eventually wire wrapping this. So if anybody's interested in seeing a tutorial on that, leave a comment below and let me know. So if you look right over here, it's going to be a bubble. and it's going to be a way that you can click on it and subscribe to my channel. Please subscribe and please hit that bell notification icon so that you can be notified of every video that I have. I have live videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday showing off some of the things that I have for sale, and you could purchase at any time by going to facebook.com/HNS Designs Now. Once I get an actual website up and running, I will put that website in the description below. And if you will look over here, here is my last live video showing some items that I have for sale. So you guys, thank you so much for watching again. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you leave me a thumbs up and come back again. Have a good night, everybody. Bye-bye.